everyone, my name is Noah and you're watching TJM Farming here on YouTube. Now before this video begins, please do be sure to leave a like and hit that red subscribe button down below and press that notification bell so you never miss another video. Okay, now into the action. You join us on a windy Tuesday morning here on the farm and we've got some exciting news concerning, well, a machinery update. For starters, if you've been paying attention to the Instagram and the Facebook pages, TJM_farming, you will know that the crocodile has achieved something very special. Last week, I did a time trial with this thing on how fast exactly we could get the trough run done. We started right here at Erinvale Home Base. We travelled all the way out to Dirt Rider Heaven and we did 5 troughs. Then we came all the way back here and we clocked it at 37 minutes and 48 seconds. Now the old record for this run was set by the first gator that topped out at about 48 minutes. So this has already beat its predecessor. But we've got an orange side-by-side who is looking at me very suspiciously over the other side that wants to try her, not hands, what would you call it? Try her fenders. Yeah, try her fenders at achieving the same record, see how fast she does it. Because at this current state in time, we're in a bit of a predicament in the farming industry and we'll talk about it a little bit later. So the record-breaking gator here is the 2021 XUV 835E from John Deere. It's been with us for about 1 year now, as of the time of recording this in February 2024. Unlike its orange workmate, the gator is petrol powered and not powered by diesel. This means that it has a 65 km/h gearbox and I topped out roughly about 55 when achieving the record-breaking run. But as for the Kubota over there, she usually tops out at about 35 to 40 km/h on the sand in 4-wheel drive, barely carrying anything. So it's going to be interesting to see how she'll pull it off. Having said that though, I'm not going to go about this in a bull at a gate scenario. Because these machines, like anything, once they're used, they start to wear down. So I'm going to try and do this like a usual normal run and then time it at what would happen at a bull at a gate scenario. The Kubota is probably going to try and hold me back on this one, so we'll just see how it goes. And right on time, here comes Mum. So now we've collected the dog, I'm going to talk about what we're actually going to be doing today. We're not going to be attempting that time trial just yet, because it's a bit windy and, well, due to safety concerns, it's probably not a wise idea to take the Kubota going bull at a gate. She won't let me go bull at a gate. But we got something else to talk about, which we'll get to. And it concerns Big Blue. Talked about Big Blue in several other videos on the channel. He's featured in the Nelly Creek Farm series. He's featured in 2 videos last year on Erinvale. And, well, he caused a bit of chaos. And as you can see from the glass, he caused a bit more chaos over the summer, where he decided that he was going to let his door go and the wind smashed it. And it was a mad dash to cover it up so we could get a new glass, which, mind you, costed us $1,600, not very cheap. We had to put that in place just so we could get this tractor in running order again. But Big Blue, he's big, he's blue, he's a tractor jumbo. That's what the TJ stands for. Big Tractor Power confirmed it. I mean, it even says it here on the side. But the problem with having a big blue tractor down here on a block designed for sheep and not cropping, and when you don't have the shed space, it's out in the big blue shed. And the big blue shed does not like machinery very much. So it's more cost effective for whenever machinery are in the big blue shed, they need to be working, they need to be making money. Small problem here. You see these tyres here? They are 580 row crops. I repeat, row crops. They are not designed for sand. It's these 580 row crops that are the problem. If we somehow manage to get Goodyear to have us a demo, if we reached 100,000 subscribers like a certain Midwest farmer in America that grows a lot of corn, we wouldn't necessarily need to sell the tractor because the tractor would have enough tyre spacing. But unfortunately, Big Blue has a bit too much power with not enough grip. That's the problem. It's all well and good to have a 400 horsepower tractor, but what good is a 400 horsepower tractor when it doesn't have the tyres to do the work? So, there you go. 3 key reasons. 1, Aaron Vale is not designed for cropping. Number 2, we do not have the shed space. And number 3, the tyres. Therefore, we've made the executive decision. Big Blue is useful to some other farmer somewhere else. Someone that will look after them. Someone that will have the shed space to accommodate him. So, we're going to take a brief tour of Big Blue and show you all of his features so that if I can edit and get this video out before he sells, you know where to go and grab him. So, let's start with the hood. Beautiful, beautiful hood. Like I said in the Darren video, I had a look at a T9 565. The cab on that tractor was brilliant. It one-ups Big Blue in every single way. But like I said in that video, the branding on the side is the make or break of the tractor. This hood is the thing that protects all this beautiful, juicy Cummins engine that outputs over 400 horsepower. And around the side here, of course, you see that I've christened him Big Blue. Around the front here, you've got this big LED light bar and 2 more spotlights up the top. The reason for this is because these lights through the middle here, you can see they have a great big huge crack in them. That happened early on in Big Blue's working career with us, and we could not source new lights for it. So around the side here, big, beautiful, long stack. This can output some smoke right here for all those that love rolling coal, and a big air filter. Sure, it's got a tiny little curved pipe at the top, but no matter. And this big, beautiful fuel tank has the capacity for well over 200 litres. And the maximum capacity, which Editor Johnny Man will put down here. So you got 4 hydraulic motors on the back here, standard for these tractors. What looks like a hole, so you could probably try and put a PTO shaft in, but I'm got a funny suspicion that it doesn't have one down there. A lot of our tractors do not have PTO drives, only the 7810 and Little Red Tractor do. But you got 4 motors here, they work really well, they've survived 10 years worth. You've got a great big dirty hitch, which got replaced last year, and will be good to last another 10 years of hard yakka in the Australian sun. Up here, we enter the glorious, glorious cab. Now, I only showed this off briefly in the video that the tractor got stuck in, and we haven't taken a proper look in the cab. So let's do so. This is where all the magic happens. Roughly 12 years ago, in 2012, when we first got this thing, I remember as a little boy, I sat right here next to Dad in the parking lot of Percher International. Now, let's take a tour of the cab. Up here, you've got all your different controls. This one's the AC. You've got all these different fans. You've got all your lights as well. You got a radio there that I'm not sure works, but it probably does. And you got two-way, which is included. And then down here, this is the magical part. Power shift. This tractor makes a lot of other TJ tractors jealous for the simple fact that it's got power shift. So you got park, you got forward, neutral, and reverse. Over here, you got the bunny to go fast. You got the turtle to go slow. You've got your 4 points for hydraulics back there, and you got all your master clutches and cameras for the air seeder tank. These are included with the tank, by the way, and not with the tractor. And the magical FM 750 auto steer that puts the other tractors to shame. Now, let's turn the key.
Of hostages is still through negotiated.
And you'll see the amount of hours, 6,220. We'd better turn that off, otherwise the battery will go flat. And I mean, looking at it now, this is very similar to modern T9s, and it can, I would not be surprised if this could outperform its younger cousins in Macintosh. You got your power shift and your revs, your gears, so you can make it go forward, backwards, slow, fast, whatever you like. You got your hydraulics, you got your first on and off, like Dad has marked. It's all here, ladies and gentlemen. It's all working 100%, and it's all up for grabs. All you need to do is go to the Facebook page, WA Wheatbelt Farm Machinery Buy and Sell Original. You'll need to answer a couple of questions, such as do you live in WA or not, and you'll be able to join that group, go into discussion. You'll need to scroll down a bit and you'll find my dad's ad for this very specific tractor. Please note, however, if you're buying in WA, we will clean off the glass, but any bodywork that you want done up, you'll need to ask Macintosh to do it for you. I think the D hitch there, the D hook, I do believe that's included, but the spanners and stuff are not. That belongs to Dad. Now we take a look at the air seeder. This setup was purchased by us fairly recently in the year of 2020. This is what we use for that year, and without this bar and tank, the Pat McMurray bar would not exist. The reason for this, pressed wheels. When we originally bought this bar, it was designed for sandplain country. We bought it from a farm out near Minganoo, and it had big fat tires on it originally. Unfortunately, we did not bring those down with us because we did not think that they were designed for Erenville, but no matter. It's got fairly fresh hoses on it. It's all ready to go. It's got some, well, the press wheels might need replacement on some of them, but then that's once again due to the big blue shed, otherwise known as the Sky. Over here at the tank, it's got liquid setup. You've got all your meters and stuff all ready to go. It's Australian built, and it's far, far, far better than the likes of the Morris Air carts. Unfortunate move of working with last year. The tractor will be going for $100,000 minimum. The reason why I say $100,000 minimum is because we are not letting a tractor that is worth $180,000 go under $100,000. We're not letting any cheapskates from New South Wales or Victoria or Queensland taking Big Blue, provided unless of course they're willing to pay the full amount in cash, in full, straight away, with no payment plans or anything like that. But remember folks, Dad's more lenient on having someone from Western Australia buy this. So if you got the money there and you want to own Big Blue, come contact us immediately before it goes across the border, because once Big Blue leaves Western Australia, it's gone forever. As for the air seeder, $45,000 including GST. Thank you very much, done deal, and you'll be able to take it home today. Thank you for sitting through this advertisement. Very, very good advertisement. And now back to our regular scheduled programming. Also, one more thing. I get the question, I'll no doubt get the question, what is going to replace Big Blue and the air seeder? Nah, that's something we'll go look at. Not that specific one, but this is something along the lines on what we're thinking. The Chamberlain Combine. This next part, please do bear with me. It's a bit windy, so we'll need to do some captions underneath to explain exactly what I mean for this next part. Sorry about the wind noise. So this, my friends, is a combine. Not a combine harvester, a combine box drill. This is what farmers around the world have been using during the 1950s, through the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. And some on very smaller operations have been using well into present day. This is what we used before we had the modern day air seeder over there. It's very simple operation. All you need is a tractor that can run hydraulics, and the box will do the rest. It's powered by wheels, which currently, as you can see, are burnt on this specific example. But just imagine a big fat LSW 1400 here as a tyre. They're probably not the best example, but here we go. Now, combines, for lack of a better term, we might use farm sim as an example here. Combines can be hooked up as just a single unit behind a tractor. They can be hooked up in 2 or 3, although 2 or 3 might be a lot better or worse for filling up, you never know. They could be hooked up in pairs with a bunch of hitches and different stuff like that, and they're very simple things. All you really need to do to fix one is to just fix the points on it. Of course, this one's in a lot worse shape due to the fact that, well, it got burnt in the great Moore River fire of 2019. The fire that had a hand in inspiring the book. Basically, combines, they're driven by the wheels. All you need to do, plonk some seed, plonk some fertilizer, lower it down and pull it with the tractor. No fancy air wheels or meter rollers or anything like that. And it works exactly the same like an air seeder would, except it's on a smaller scale, easier to operate, easier to maintain, and that's the reason why hobby farmers love it so much. Our plan is to run it with liquid fertilizer. To do that, take the tanks from the tractor exhaust system, plonk them on the front here, and you got your liquid. All you need to do is just run it from there down into the tines, and you got a solid unit. It can go in and out between the trees. We'll be able to plant pasture, we'll be able to plant a bit of crop, and you're not going to be using this one because this one's unfortunately a bit too far gone, unless a museum is willing to have this donated to them to be done up. And I mean, some people could argue, oh well, why don't you use Big Blue for a combine? Well, like I stated earlier, in order to get a combine, we need to get rid of the air seeder. As simple as that. Due to the current economic circumstances, it's more cost effective to just sell Big Blue and source another tractor. Unfortunately, this means that after Big Blue leaves, we'll just simply be left with the JX70 forklift tractor and the 7810 as our only 2 operational condition tractors, because the Chamberlain, while we did bring the Chamberlain down, it's squashed by a tree currently and is in no fit shape to operate. most likely what's going to happen to the chamberlain is we're just going to pull it out from under the tree and either donate it to a museum somewhere like Bindoon or in Whiteman Park and have them restore it, and it's ready for retirement, not scrap. I will never live with myself if I'm forced to scrap a chamberlain, because they're few and far between these days, and every chamberlain, it was West Australian built. You don't want to see one of those in a scrapyard somewhere. We're rolling with the punches with the hand we're dealt, and right now we've got work to do. So we'll load up Bindi Sue and let's get on the road. Racetrack southeast. Now we're gonna do Pine Tree West. This is where we had our failed oat crop last year, and it's also where we got our weaners. Alright, now I do have to admit, this is about a week after I filmed that segment advertising Big Blue. And thus far, well, we did get an offer on the air seeder, but it kind of fell through because the price was too high. So we still don't know what's going on there, but I need to make more videos, so that's why I'm out filming here today. Whoa, it's a bit windy. Now, what we need to do over here, well, you know the drill by now. Grab this trough plug and we'll get started. One, do the second. Right, so the wind's picking up now. I'll hop back in the Kubota and we'll start heading home. Right, now to speed things up, we're just gonna do a transition to get back to the home farm. You hear that? That's a good sound right there. Yeah. There's something very exciting from AFTRI that I need to show you all. We signed the paperwork today. We've got a new tractor. So this right here is a brand new Prestige Collection 8760 model from Ertl. I do believe this was released last year, and well, obviously, I saw this in AFTRI the other week, and I thought, well, it's an 8760. If we can't have the life-size one here, we could at least have a 164 version. And, oh, well, you know, you never know if I ever decide to make a model channel. I mean, you never know. I could start collecting these. Now, obviously, this thing is going to be staying in its box for a little while. One, because, oh, I mean, we've got something in a similar scale. We got the 1070, which I got Dad for Father's Day last year when we went to Darren. And, Well, I bought this one, so might get a little collection going. You never know. Right, so I do believe that's all we've got done for this one. If you made it this far in the video, please do like, subscribe, comment down below, and we'll see you next time. Bye.